All right, here we go. June 30th edition of the Carolina Weather Video, a Saturday edition of the video here for you as we head into the month of July starting tomorrow. So let's begin with a look at things here on this early Saturday morning. First of all, look back at yesterday. It was a hot Friday. There's your highs across the region, 80s in the mountains and a lot of 90s for most spots outside of the mountains. Low 90s for a lot of the Triad viewing areas. Some upper 80s mixed in here and there. And then across the Charlotte viewing region, Piedmont zones, low and mid 90s with some 80s, even all the way up to 85 there in Boone. Let's take a look at some cameras from across the region. Hey, good looking stuff this morning up and down the Carolina coast. If you are beach bound, as many folks are this time of year, not bad. Just a few pop-up storms. Looking pretty good. There's the, for instance, Beaufort, North Carolina camera, 78 degrees. Beautiful stuff this morning as we start off this Saturday. All right, let's go to some Triad area cameras. Same deal. Again, I'm cutting this video during the 6 a.m. hour, so looking pretty good. We'll take a peek here at, we'll say, Winston-Salem State this morning. Looking nice, 72 degrees, just a few high clouds early this morning. Not bad at all. And we'll shift gears here and take a look at the Charlotte viewing area. Some of the cameras across the Charlotte region, uptown Charlotte. Nice stuff here during the 6 a.m. hour. Temperature 72 degrees there as well. And up in the North Carolina mountains. Let's take a look at the Beach Mountain Parkway cam. Looking good. 64 early this morning. All right, there's your 6 o'clock hour temperatures. It's a warm, it's a muggy start to the day. Quiet overall for most of the Carolinas. Do have some scattered storms moving in from the Atlantic Ocean to around the Charleston region. Some surrounding beach areas there, but most of us very quiet this morning. Up in the upper Midwest, it's pretty active even early this morning. Nebraska, South Dakota, up into Minnesota, Wisconsin, the UP, and Michigan. Some thunderstorms up that way. Now, yesterday, this is yesterday's radar, had some slow-moving storms moving from east to west across the region. A couple of them produced some wind damage and into South Carolina. But the main show in terms of storms today is going to be up in the high plain states. I have a cold front moving through the plain states, interacting with a lot of hot and humid air, and there you go. Pretty significant threat of severe weather. Nebraska, Iowa, surrounding areas. Also severe weather threat in parts of the northeastern United States today. But look at the explosive thunderstorm development coming into high plains as we get into this afternoon and this evening. Very, very active weather setup up that way. Now across the Carolinas, it's the typical heating of the day type of stuff. Some isolated late day storms. I think a lot of it's rain free, but you see those once again east to west moving isolated thunderstorms popping up here as we head on through this afternoon. Big upper level ridge taking hold over the mid-Atlantic and the Carolinas this weekend, and then that just expands to engulf much of the lower 48 next week. So that's a hot early July weather pattern getting underway for most of the eastern part of the country. Now, I will say Thursday, Friday up around the Great Lakes region probably a push of some cooler air, but for most of the lower 48, it's going to be a hot week next week. Today, hot, humid across the Carolinas. And again, we'll be looking at the chance for a few thunderstorms popping up during the heating of the day. There's your highs this afternoon across the region. And when you factor the heat and the humidity together, hot enough to prompt a heat advisory for parts of the Triangle region and the Sandhills and down into Anson and Richmond counties. That's where the heat index could approach 105 or so this afternoon. Tomorrow, much the same, hot and humid with a few pop-up storms for your Sunday. There's our Sunday highs. Guess what? Monday, very much the same, hot and humid. Even a little bit hotter in some spots on Monday afternoon. There's your highs for Monday, and Tuesday, very comparable. 4th of July looks much the same. A lot of Piedmont and foothill highs in the 90s with just a few afternoon storms. All right, tropical update. It is very, very quiet across the Atlantic Basin. Zero indication of any tropical weather issues developing. So with that being said, no sign of any tropical development over the next 4 or 5 days. All right, that is it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful weekend, and God bless.